Hello everybody, happy Friday. I'm going to be doing another video on the Laurel today, and that is because it still needs a bunch of work, but then I also might then go on to the Datsun. This workshop and workflow at the minute is all metal fab work, so it's hard to film, there's a lot going on, it takes a lot of time to film stuff, but we need to get these cars done because they need to go to paint and they need to go back to the customer to do many other things. So yeah, we got deadlines. So if you've been keeping up with this car in particular, or the last couple of videos, you'll know that we've been working on it, getting a ton of rust work done. And in the last video, we did an exhaust cutout raise. This is the little panel we did. If you didn't see it, go check out the last video. This was sort of like down here, and we've gained a lot of clearance for our exhaust. And that's all welded in nicely. So the next point of action is one of the reasons this car came in is because this car has very rotten chassis rails all the way down. They're all split, they're all rotten, they're all knackered. So I know I've already done this same process before, but if you check this video, you'll see me do it there. And basically we raised the chassis rails into the car, reinforced them, welded them all together, ground them all back, and they look super, super smooth. The chassis rails are not actually the same, both sides, and I've just noticed this, and the passenger side is gonna be quite awkward to do, so I'm gonna tackle that today, because it's many different shapes compared to the driver's side. If you look here, this chassis rail is basically straight all the way down. This one is curved the whole way down. I had this problem when I was doing this panel here, because it literally is a curve right there. Now, underneath here, we can strain it up and make it look a bit nicer, but we're gonna have to cut this chassis rail into like 3 or 4 different sections. We can move this arm onto the back of the sill now because it has been welded up and it has been, made strong again. So we can take the arm off the chassis rail and put it into the car, finally. The reason I'm starting this chassis rail now is because this corner is all welded up. It's got a little reinforcement pad on the bottom, so we don't have to crush the sill when you put the ramp arm on it. None of this is rotten anymore. So yeah, this one is basically done. So yeah, ramp arm can now go back on there. And then on the back section here, the new chassis rail is probably gonna go into the floor because we're taking 30 mil off the bottom of this chassis rail, and that 30 mil is about the same height as that bit there. This here is our measurement today, and this is how we know how much we'll be taking off the chassis rail, because I'll be drawing straight over the ruler and obviously in line with the bottom of the chassis rail. Over here, that is the width of the chassis rail. So 30 mil doesn't win you a lot. So we'll be cutting that entire chassis rail off there, and we'll have to blend it into the back of that chassis rail up here. So our little U-channel piece that we're gonna be putting in will be recessed into the floor, which is fine. It's just a little bit more work than we anticipated. But the reason we're doing 30 mil off the bottom of the chassis rails is because, as you can see here, they hang down quite a lot and they are rotten. So we need to cut out that height anyway. So this right here is what we'll be using. So you see that we've cut that edge off there. That is sort of like what we'll be using. So we're cutting this box section all the way down. This is what we used on Matt's Skyline, and it looks seamless after we're done. And a gentleman actually watched the video and did exactly the same thing to his, and he tagged me on Instagram on it last night. So he's done the same thing as well. So I ordered this because we needed a little bit more, and this is actually not the same. That's 50 by 50 5 mil wall. This 3 mil wall, and it's 40 mil. So they've sent me the wrong stuff. So I need to ring up and call back. But with this, we can get most of the passenger side done anyway. And yeah, I'll have to get some more replaced for this. So let's get cutting. Right, so that is our chassis rail cut open, and I've just cleaned the inside and coated it in some Genolite. Now this stuff, they actually sent this to me like probably nearly a year ago, not even a year ago actually, but they sent a load for the Mazda, and we've been using it a lot on this car here, and I really like it. So it's a rust converter, obviously you spray it on, it converts any slight surface into like a dark texture. Let me try to find a bit here, that underneath here, it turns it into like a varnish, and we've got it on the back here. Turns it all black, but it's really good to the comparison to all the other ones I've used before. So I really like this one. And yeah, I'm using that in the inside of the chassis rail, because when I did the Skyline last time, I left all the cavity wax on the inside, and when I was welding it, it did just drip through into the weld, and it ruined the weld. And this time, I've ground all the cavity wax out. I've sprayed it with this. Once it's neutralized anything that's in there, I'll give it a coat of weld-through primer, and then afterwards, see these bungs here? We can refill the chassis rails with cavity wax. So yeah, that's what I'm doing now. So that's all trimmed up, ready to go. I just need to cut the metal underneath it and slot it into position. So let's cut some box section up. This has been happening for about 2 or 3 days now. The alarm has died on their farmer's unit, and it's making a weird noise. So if you hear it, I do apologise. And this is why you always double check things. Annoyed now because I didn't measure this car, and I assumed that the metal we had from the previous chassis rail installation would be the same as this car here. Being as they were both Nissan from basically the same era, I assumed that this chassis rail would be 50mm wide, where in fact it is actually 60mm wide, give or take. So 50mm box section is no good. So I will not be continuing working on the Laurel today. I will be continuing to work on the Datsun. Now, last time you saw the Datsun, I was working on the shifter bezel, and I got it finished. And I did a little bit more to the tunnel, so let's have a look. Here is the finished product. Now, if you've seen this on Instagram, you'll know that I've already posted this on Instagram, but look at that thing. That's so cool. I'm really pleased with how that turned out. Like, it needs a DA and some more trimming at the top, because it's not finished being trimmed out at the top, because I'm not quite sure what we're going to do with that shifter in the middle yet. But it's cool. It's very, very cool. And yeah, I think it really fits the aesthetic of the rest of the tunnel. Now, talking of the rest of the tunnel, you'll see here, I've got an extra panel. And you'll also see there's an extra panel here as well. So, to be honest, I've only got to make this panel, weld them both in at the sides, and then, you know, it's basically nearly done after a bunch of welding. And also, a lot of you did say, weld along this edge all the way along and then smooth it off. I am going to do that now, just because I think it is going to be the best look. And yeah, I've gone off the alley trim now. Now I've made this little box on top. It doesn't work with the alley trim anyway, so yeah. Let's make another panel. You've seen me make enough panels now. Same. So the last one is, there you go. One last panel. That one's welded in. That one's welded in. We've just got to weld all the way along, all the way around here, all the way around here. A lot of this edge on the bottom here and here, I'm gonna have to beat from the inside out, so it needs to go on the ramp to, you know, finally finish it off. But the majority of it, I can get done here, as well as the other side, which is now also tacked in. So I've got to do a ton of welding and grinding. So yeah, I'll join you very shortly. I actually Should have done this from the start, but I was stacking the tacks on that side and I've seam welded this side. And I don't know why I did it. I don't know why I did it on that side, because this is going to be much easier and faster and easier to clean up. I guess I was just scared of blowing holes in the 1mm, but it's holding. I hate this car. It's just so much work. All welded all the way along. I haven't got underneath the dash. I've done some tacks and I can't get the right angle to get it seam welded like that. So I need to potentially take the dash out to get to that bit, which is so annoying because I don't want to do that, but needs must potentially. So yeah, let's get the grinder out for a few hours, I guess. Right then, after much time, I can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel, pun intended. I'm quite happy with it now. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It was a lot of work to get to this point, and it's still not finished because I haven't ground any of these welds on top of the dashboard, and obviously not finished welding all the way down there. I've not finished closing off that panel here or here. There's a lot that needs to be done still. I need to basically get underneath the dash, weld it to the bulkhead. You know, obviously I can't get my torch right underneath the dash, so the dash has to come out after working around it this whole time. I'm gonna have to take it out, but yeah. There's a couple of pinholes that I need to sort out. I'll go over those, weld those up again. The welder was playing up. It got like really hot, and like once I turned it off and on again for half an hour, it was working again. So yeah, that's why I stopped there, but it's cool. And it's solid. Very pleased with that. It was a long-winded journey, but I think it paid off. I think it paid off. We finished this yesterday, and it's a Thursday morning now. So yesterday I was working on this again. Like everything in the workshop right now is just do this, do that, do that, do that. I'm all over the place. So doing a proper video on like cars at the minute is proving difficult. I really want to get all this crap out of the way and just focus on one build for everyone to watch at once, so it's not like you're following my brain when you're watching the videos, because sometimes I look back at the videos and like I've darted from project to project all the time, and I know some people like that, but some people also don't. So yeah, what was I doing yesterday on this car? These adjustments. So this is the factory adjustment, and now we've added camber and toe. So we've got plenty of adjustment in the subframe now, and I need to do the same on this side, but these are actually from a E24. Well, these are for my E24. This is what I bought them for, and I've just put them on here because they are basically identical size and width and everything like that. Basically, these teeth bite into each other. You do them up, put them where you want, and yeah, this is what this car suffers with. As soon as you lower it, you get like 9 degrees of camber when it's not even low. So yeah, that's why we've got these little adjustment bits on. Cool. The alarms are also going off all day again. I don't know what's going on in it, but it's rather annoying. I just put my headphones in and get to work, but yeah. I'm gonna go take the dash out now and hopefully finish the top of that bulkhead. Well, that is a lot more room to work with, so I need to finish welding off down this edge here. Do some welds on here, not loads, because I don't want to ruin the bulkhead. So a couple of tacks on there, and then we'll seal that up. And yeah, get it all ground up. I should have done this a long time ago, because now I have a lot of room to work with. No gas. And after that terrible disappointment, I had to run out and go get some new welding gas in the dub van because, well, we need to finish this. So it's now Thursday evening. I've not finished this. It's nearly finished, but it's not finished. I got the welder to work a little bit better with the gas, but the gas basically ran out, and yeah, I got all the little tiny imperfections just tacked up, so we can go over, grind those and make those smooth again. I got most of the tunnel welded up that side, so I just need to grind that up into shape. Didn't weld anything to the bulkhead because, yeah, run out of gas annoyingly, but we're nearly at that point now where, you know, can actually finish it off and get it out of my way. Yeah, obviously, you saw the engine mounts that we made. The bulkhead is now being burnt up where I've welded around it. The workshop is just full metal making mode at the minute, so the videos are not so good because just haven't been doing anything that needs to be filmed, and it's hard to film this sort of stuff on your own. So yeah, bear with me. Cool videos will resume soon. I have been thinking about having a channel just for the workshop and then just have my channel for just my projects on their own. I don't know. 2 channels might be a bit better. We'll see. Yeah, I'm gonna go home now, edit this video, put it up for you. And yeah, see you all soon. Cheers, goodbye.